Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Page Flip Journey. So today's video is about fantasy book recommendations. My previous video was about 2023 must-read romance book recommendations. You guys should check it out as well. It's in my channel. It's one of the first videos. So let's go ahead and get going. So for the very first book, we are going to be talking about a super hyped up book and something that's been all over Book Talk and a lot of social media platforms, and I'm sure many other creators have talked about. So it's going to be Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So there are different ways you could read the Throne of Glass series, but I personally read Throne of Glass first, so I will give you a review on that. So Throne of Glass stars the main character Selena Sardathian. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. So the synopsis is basically she's an 18-year-old assassin that served a year of hard labor in the salt mines because of her crimes, and the crown prince drags her and brings her to the palace, and the crown prince, his name is Prince Dorian, and he offers her freedom from the punishment on one condition: she must act as his champion in a competition to find a new royal assassin. Her opponents in this game contest are thieves and assassins and other warriors from across the empire. So each person is sponsored by a member of the king's council. If she beats her opponents in a series of eliminations, she'll serve the kingdom for 3 years and then be granted her freedom. So that is what this is about, but there is a plot twist. So Selena finds her training sessions with the captain of the guard, Westfall, who is challenging and exhilarating, but she's bored of the stiff court life. And things start to get interesting when Prince Dorian shows interest in her, but maybe there's also interest in Captain Westfall too. Then a mystery turns out where one of the contestants turns up dead, quickly followed by another. So Selena has to figure out the killer or the assassin before she becomes a victim. So this was a pretty good read actually, but it's a very the romance between both the two characters, um uh like the love interests, are very intense, and it's really hard to pick one. It really makes you feel a lot of emotions towards one character more than the other, and it's probably very hard to see who she's gonna pick. This is a pretty long series too. It's seven books long. So for the second book, we're going to be talking about An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This is also a series. So this series follows Laya and Elias. So Laya is a slave and Elias is a soldier, neither of them free. Under the Martial Empire, defiance is met with death. Those who do not vow their blood and bodies to the emperor risk the execution of their loved ones and the destruction of all they hold dear. It is in this brutal world, inspired by an ancient Rome, that Laya lives with her grandparents and older brother. The family ekes out an existence in the empire's impoverished back streets, so they are very poor in the beginning of the story, and Laya's brother is very curious, and he's like a light in her life, and he does things against the government and against the rules of the soldiers. He's very rebellious, which causes him to be arrested for treason. And so Laya is forced to make a decision to try to rescue her brother, and so she's willing to risk her life to spy from within the Empire's greatest military academy. That's where she meets Elias. So there is romance between them in this book, and you will have to follow them throughout the series. And both of their destinies are basically intertwined, and it will change the fate of the whole entire empire itself. So I would rate this a 3.5 out of 5 because I didn't enjoy the romance, and Laya is very she seems very weak in the book, and she's just kind of really described too much and she doesn't seem strong or fierce. I think good things happen to her because she's pretty. So that's why I didn't really like the book too much. But I will try to finish the series. But otherwise, it was very interesting, and it was great to see the history between both of those two. And to continue on, the third book we are going to be talking about is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So this is a classic. I mean, J.K. Rowling, the author of this book, has sold so many copies of the book, and she's literally a billionaire. But this book is actually very good. So it follows Harry, the boy in the book, and it gives a little bit about his background, how he's very poor. I mean, not poor, but the family he lives with, his aunt, doesn't give him as much love or attention as her own son, and it follows Harry, who gets really lucky and gets into Hogwarts, the magical school, and he soon learns about the evil path, the what happened to his parents and why they died, and the person who actually was trying to kill them, and so he basically has to fight off this evil in this wizarding world, and it's very descriptive about like the whole world itself, on like how like the toys, like the games they play, like the chocolate they eat, it's all very different, like it's all magical, unlike our real world. So it's, I love that part, like the world building in this, and the story plot is also very good, as it follows the little boy, who is very relatable to many people. I will say it might be a little bit scary to younger viewers, so I suggest to maybe like 10 plus to read this book. But otherwise, I thought this was very interesting, and the friendship in the book is amazing between him and his three friends and some of the headmasters and the professors in his school. It's just a very heartwarming friendship, and I found it to be very like loving and made me feel pretty happy about this. Um, and it's a series too. It's a 7 book series, and there are even films for this now. I think HBO Max is also releasing a new Harry Potter series, just a remake. That's an instead of a film, it's gonna be a TV show. It's gonna follow new like actors, and I think that's coming out in 2025 or 2026. So you guys should totally watch that when it comes out. And that's all I have to say for this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. So, the last book that I'm going to be talking about is going to be the fourth book, Twilight, by Stephanie Meyer. So, this is a series as well. It's called the Twilight Saga. This follows Edward and Bella. So they're the main two characters in the book. It's basically their love story, and it's not a mystery, but it's like it has like a mysterious vibe on like who Edward is, where is he from, what is he hiding. So it's not like an intense like a thriller mystery, but it's just like oh, he's kind of mysterious. So basically Edward is the vampire, and he and Bella just moves back to Arizona to be with her, to live with her dad, and she goes to high school, and this is set in high school. So she goes to high school, and she sees the Edward's family, the Cullens, and they are very beautiful people, and so they are like purely like pale and like glowy, and they're just the definition of beauty, and so she's intrigued, and she forms this crush on Edward, and we basically follow them and how they get to know each other and what happens to them. But this is the first book, so it's not the complete story. We just have like the beginning part of how they meet, and his family and how their families meet. So it's pretty good. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars because I found it to be very it was a very light read. It wasn't like scary. It didn't have any triggering topics, and it wasn't too descriptive, but it was pretty descriptive. And it was kind of fast paced. And I found this to be really helpful when I was reading the book. And the plot was also very good, and the romance is very sweet in this book. So I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and I think a lot of teenagers and young adults would love to read this for the first time. So thank you so much for watching this week's video on on fantasy book recommendations. I think my last view got a couple of views, which was really nice. And I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. And please subscribe to my channel to get weekly videos. I post every week. I try to post every week, probably on the weekends, like Saturday or Sunday. So you can turn on the notifications to get updated on more videos. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much.